WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
WEHA, Port Republic, Atlantic City. And now on FM Translator 100.3, W262CF, Atlantic City, Pleasantville. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily those of WEHA, Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel, Spread the Gospel Inc., or any of its sponsors. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Hawks. 10 years ago, my parents, Bill and Elaine Hawks, took a leap of faith and started the ministry of WEHA. I would like to take this time to tell you about WEHA's 10th anniversary banquet happening Saturday, September 14th, 2019, hosted by the legendary Dr. Bobby Jones. And our keynote speaker is multi-Grammy and Stellar Award winner, Bishop Marvin L. Sapp. You don't want to miss this event. Mark your calendar for Saturday, September 14th, 2019, WEHA's 10th anniversary banquet. For further information on the banquet or to place your ad in our souvenir ad book, please call the WEHA business office at 609-641-8870. WEHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, and listener-supported. Thank you, and God bless.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This show is being sponsored in part by the Hawks Family Businesses, who has been serving the community and customers for over 30 years, and Beacon Hall, also by McDonald's Atlantic City. I am so glad to be back on WEHA. This is my second show. We're live in the studio on today, and I have some great information for you, some things that are going on in the community that I want to make sure that all of my listeners are fully aware of. First, I want to congratulate, we call him Uncle Freddie, Fred Jerkins III. My new song, Walking in Victory, has been number one on the charts, and I thought it was time for me to change my intro. So congratulations to Fred Jerkins III. Also, this week I had the opportunity to attend the Miss Senior pageant in Atlantic City. It was phenomenal. I have never seen anything like it. I want you to know, coming up soon, they're going to be on the show. The winners, the directors, and maybe the visionary of it. They've been doing this for 40 years. I thought I knew everything going on in Atlantic City or in Atlantic County, but I found out I didn't. They will be having their national competition in October at resorts. So it is something to behold. You really want to see it. I'm telling you, those seniors were dancing and moving and singing and carrying on so good that I said, I'm going back to the gym. So congratulations to all the winners, and especially Donna King, right here from Egg Harbor Township. And she came in second place. And our very own former DJ here, Lady D, was also in the pageant. It was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So next year, look out for it, and I'm going to make sure that my listening audience knows all about it. Also, McDonald's is serving ice cream cones all summer for $1. Well, you can't get better than that. $1. Today also is a free event. The Princess Inc. will be having Double Dutch, and this is free for all girls. It's an all-girls event, and it's going to be held at 215 North Siren Avenue in Atlantic City, and they're going to be doing Double Dutch from 3 to 5. It's all free. It's for girls, and I never could Double Dutch. You know, I mean, I did always was able to jump rope. I could do that. But the Double Dutch, it seemed like I just never could get my feet right. But I went last year, and the kids, it was very nice. It was in Browns Park, and I'm not able to go today because I have another event. But if you're not doing anything, stop by and support Princess Inc. with the girls in the community. There are a lot of wonderful things going on in our community, and we want to support anything that's positive. Also, for those of you who are on Facebook, know that I had a post about the McDonald's Inspirational Gospel Tour. They nixed Philadelphia and the tri-state area. I was so disappointed. They canceled it. They didn't even put us in the schedule. And I really didn't know that at first because I saw it was in Newark, so I wasn't paying any attention to it because I said, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, it's going to be in Philadelphia soon. So I started contacting people and said, well, you know, when is the show? Only to find out that we were not in the schedule. So the reason why I'm saying is that concert in Philadelphia region brought in the third largest contributions for the Ronald McDonald Houses. Now, if you've ever had a child that is sick, and I hope you don't, or that has to have surgery, you can stay in a Ronald McDonald House for a very phenomenal fee. I've stayed in two, one in Camden and one in Philadelphia, and at that time it was like $15 a night, and it included the dinner. So when you're already going through something, you know, to have something of that nature to be available to you is great. And that was one of the ways that I paid forward. I would go to the concert and give a contribution. Of course, it may not have been like LeBron James money, but it was still my money, you know, and I felt good about it that I was able to donate. And so too many times things happen in our communities and all we do is talk about it and we do nothing. We don't write a letter. We don't complain. We complain to each other, but there's power in the pen. Power in the pen. So what I did, I contacted McDonald's Corporation on yesterday and put in a complaint. They gave me a case number. And then I found out that Black and Positively Golden / McDonald's was responsible for the tour. So I was in the process of sending them an email of my disappointment and how baffled I was about the concert not being in the Philadelphia or tri-state area. Now, it was in Newark, but who's driving all the way to Newark? 2.5 hours to Newark. Really? Gas, tolls, fighting with the traffic, when we can go right to Philadelphia, Delaware. I was even looking for one in New York, and there was nothing on this side. I understand there's one in Washington, but if you want to call for more information about this, you can call McDonald's Corporation 1-800-244-6227, or you can go to Black and Positively Golden / McDonald's, and then they have Ronald McDonald's Houses, RMHC, and then they have, you can make a comment. So I just wanted everyone, even if we don't get scheduled for this year, we don't want to be left out next year. All right. I don't know why that unwise decision was made, but it was. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, it was an unwise decision. So, and for those of you who are out there and you have a child that's sick and you're worried about how am I going to get to Philadelphia? How am I going to stay there? The hotels are $200 a night. I don't have it. You can go to a Ronald McDonald House, and it is very, very nice. Very, very nice. And you will not be disappointed, in your stay. And I'm just putting that information out there because you never know. And sometimes people don't know about things, so they don't know where to go if they were in that situation. But make sure that you check out a Ronald McDonald House if you are in that situation. And then sometimes they also have the jars or buckets or cup or something at McDonald's, and you can put an extra $1 or something into it when you get your order. You say, well, Thelma, why you just talk about all of McDonald's? They are my sponsors this month. So I want to thank McDonald's Atlantic City again for sponsoring me. They didn't ask me to do it, but I was doing my own research and homework, so I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of what was going on in our community. Also, you've already heard Priscilla Hawks, the owner's daughter, talking about the 10th anniversary banquet that will be coming up in September the 14th. And certainly you want to be there. I want to be there. I am looking forward already. I was going to say I already have my outfit, but I got to go to another event, so I can't wear the same outfit. If you're a man, you can wear the same suit with a different shirt and a tie, but a woman can't do that. So I will work on my outfit for that event. And we're very excited to have Bishop Marvin Sapp, who just got a new assignment. He will no longer be in Michigan. He is going to Fort Worth, Texas, I believe. Yeah. And he's going to Fort Worth, Texas, and he's taking on a new church down there. But he will be our guest here on for our 10th anniversary banquet, which will be held at the Winsand Center. More information will be coming out for it, but the legendary one and only Dr. Bobby Jones will be the master of ceremonies for that event, and it's going to be great. It's going to really be great, and certainly we want you to get your tickets when they come out and support the station, support WEHA, because we are Christ-centered, community-focused, and we're right out here, WEHA, in the community. So I'm really, really excited about the 10th anniversary banquet, and we want to make sure that everyone is aware of the 10th anniversary banquet. We want to support, also remember the cadet, Morgan, and I forgot Mr. Morgan passed away in a tragic accident on a couple of days ago, and he is from New Jersey. He's from New Jersey, and our prayers are with the family and for all of those who were injured. Things can happen just like that, just so fast. It can just happen just like that. And it was a very sad situation. He was recruited by West Point. He was an extraordinary young man, academic wise and an athlete. He was a wrestler, and he was graduating next year. So my prayers and condolences are with them as well. I also had death in my family. I was unable to go this time. It's a relative of mine. He was a minister down in North Carolina, Reverend Kenneth Cornelius. We call him Rudolph, Reverend Kenneth Rudolph Cornelius, and he's a cousin on my mom's side. You just never know. His mom passed away 6 weeks ago, and he had a stroke like the week after his mom passed away. I guess the stress of it all. Listen, everybody, we got to take care of ourselves. So I ask you please to keep my family in prayer as well. And also, it's just been so much going on. So much going on in our community. Everyone who has lost someone that they love, we want you to pray for the Manning family. They will be funeralizing Kenneth Manning today. I went to school with him. Of course, he was about a couple years older than me, but it sounds almost in the same, we were both baby boomers, so that's good. Well, I'm sorry that he passed away, but he made his mark in our community. Always was a very good songster, singing on the Stockton choirs and Union Baptist Temple choirs. He loved to sing, and so Kenny definitely will be missed. We are live in the studio today, and we have a wonderful program for you. We want you to go and tell people to tune in. Dr. Thelma's on. Dr. Thelma's on, and I want to thank my godson, Teron Oglesby, for being here. He's been blogging for me, and so I'm excited about that. And you went to your prom last night?
Yes.
Did you have a good time?
Yes.
All right, he's tired, but he's right on the job, and he's on point. So I'm excited about that as well. That's just about it. We're getting ready to introduce my special guest. She's live in the studio here on today, and I got a little more time, right? Y'all have to bear with me because I'm getting back into the swing of this. I think I'm doing much better than I was last week, although it was a good show. I had to get back into the swing of things with my time, but I'm very, very excited about the guest that we have in the studio live. We met a few weeks ago with a mutual friend, and we were talking and found out that we had a lot of things that was in common. And so her name is Christine Ruth, and she is director of Well-Being for All Children. Well-Being for All Children. And we're going to talk to her and introduce her now. Well, I can't say you don't know Christine. I can't say you don't know Christine, but just in case you don't know Christine, I want Christine to say something about herself.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today. I am a long-term educator in Atlantic County. I was a special ed teacher, school counselor, an assistant principal, and a principal. And now I'm working on my doctorate in organizational change through the University of Southern California, and also working with some good Atlantic County people to start a nonprofit focused on equity issues in our schools here in Atlantic County. And I also have a great husband who's a retired teacher and 2 teenagers of my own. And so really focused on looking at the needs of the whole child, whether that's with my own kids or kids in our schools.
What made you decide to do that?
To venture out?
To venture out.
Well, I was working as a principal last year and felt that, okay, finally I'm in charge of a school and have much more power to make the decisions and to make changes and to do things that are good for all kids. And then once you get into that position and realize that a lot of those problems are systemic, that they're part of our society, that there are things that aren't going to go away just by changing the rules or having a leader that cares, I decided to go out on my own, dig deeper on the research, and try to be a disruptor of some of the things that are either damaging to our kids or aren't as healthy for them as they should be. Okay,
well, when we talk about the well-being of a student, what are we talking about? Because I think it depends on culturally, like what we may feel is good for a student may not be, but then systemically, there are some things that could be improved to help. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about the well-being of a child, what are we talking about?
Well, it's everything. It's their social, emotional health, physical health, their academics. And so when you look at the social context of that too, so you can't take, race and culture out of that because
right.
They have that impact. So, sometimes you see people promoting resilience in kids and grit. A lot of kids have resilience and grit already, but they're also battling a system that isn't set up for them to be successful. So we have to look at those factors too, and not just look at what's missing in a child, but what's wrong with our systems that we need to change for them to be fully themselves and to be healthy people.
Well, on the other side, and I totally agree with you, Christine, I really do. But you will have some people that would say, well, it's their environment. It's their home. How can they expect for, the classroom, the teacher to do everything? And there's no balance here at home. So what would you say about that?
I think a lot of that is the partnerships. There's a lot of disconnect between what's happening at school and at home, and a lot of families don't feel as if they're part of the school environment, part of the team. So I think that's a big piece of it, that even if families are going through struggles or having hard times, that we need to meet schools need to meet families where they are, and make sure that they know they're as important to the process as any educator is. And I think sometimes they don't feel that.
Absolutely. I agree. I do agree with that. I know when I was on the Board of Education almost 20 years ago, we were talking about, there was a lot of issues, and we were talking about we needed new facilities. And so we went on this campaign, the board and I, about building new schools. And you will hear people say stuff like, it's not in the building. It's not in the school. You can have an old school and produce, great numbers and statistics, but the schools were falling apart, so I do believe that environment plays a big part in a learning for a child, and the well-being, the cleanliness of the school, the updateness of the equipment, modern, facilities, science labs, and computers that are not outdated. All of that plays a key role.
Air quality, all of those things.
Air
Sure.
quality, in there, in some schools that never had no air conditioning, and so it was be very cold in the summer. Cold in the winter and very hot in the summer. So it's kind of hard to learn when the environment is not right.
Absolutely. And so, yes, we need to look at all of those things and make sure that we're setting kids up to be successful, providing those supports and making sure that schools are healthy places.
So the home, their environment, right? And the schools, teachers themselves.
Absolutely.
All right, now, there are a lot of great teachers. I still remember my kindergarten teacher.
Me too.
Do you? Miss Lucille Barber. I loved her as a kindergartner. First of all, I was a young African American or black child with red hair in the kindergarten. And she just was she loved her class. She loved her students, and it was an indelible impression on me. God rest her soul. God rest her soul. But I still remember her.
Mine was Miss Izzard in the little Steelmanville school, which is now, I think, someone's home. There was 2 classrooms in EHT, and it was like a home. I loved school because of Miss Izzard, and I think it's probably one of the reasons, having that wonderful first experience, that I became an educator myself.
Right. Now, I also remember, but I'm not going to call no names, those teachers that were mean. And I had one teacher in particular when I was in the 5th grade. I still remember this. So I don't know if I was suffering from something that was traumatic, or if I've forgiven her. I believe I forgave her, but I still remember it. And she brought everyone in the classroom a brand new gift for Christmas. And she gave me and Debbie Wharton a used coloring book.
Oh.
And I was in the 5th grade. I am 56 years old, soon to be 57. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that. So just as much as we have people who are loving and environmental, and maybe she was going through something, I don't know. But I know, why did she pick me, to give me a used coloring book? Well, thank God it didn't really affect me like that. I didn't care. I don't care if you don't give me. My dad and mom are buying me a new coloring book. My parents were they didn't know about that for a long time. I never told them.
And you remember it.
And I still remember it. And but I have forgiven the teacher that did that to me. But I wanted to say that because when you're dealing with your environment, It's, you remember the good teachers. We just had my math teacher in 8th grade, Mr. Joe Beeman. He just passed away, but he taught math so good that it really helped me throughout my career. Working for the city of Atlantic City, I worked in finances. I really believe that mathematical foundation and the love that he had for math really inspired me to like math. You know, so it's just as important to have teachers. All teachers are not bad. I'm not saying that. I am pro teacher. But I'm saying every now and then you do have some people who are there just for the paycheck.
Well, and for my doctorate, I'm studying racial disparities in school discipline and looking at the teacher's role in assigning consequences and kids receiving suspensions and what impact that has on their lives. And looking at teachers' emotional health and how they respond to kids, at their biases and stereotypes, and how that corresponds with kids being referred. And I think a lot of that also, I think it's gotten worse in a lot of ways. And I think that's also because teachers are undervalued and in stressful places now too. So we have a lot of people in distress in our schools.
And we have to find out, how do we fix it? You know, what are the solutions here, you know, to that? So we're giving the teacher what they need, the professional development, the assistance, whatever they need to succeed. You know, you can't expect for people to succeed if you're not going to give them the right tools.
Exactly.
You know, so you have to be able to do, there must be a balance, you know, in it. So we talk about the well-being of all children, you know, and there's a lot of data out there. And I really liked it when I went on your webpage. You have to do your research. You have to do your research. And one of the things I liked that you were talking about was, you blog also, the diversity. How do you get diversity with teachers in your classroom?
That's also changed a lot over the past few years. New Jersey has, I think, 85% white teachers right now, where around the country it's about 80. And Atlantic County, we have 95% white teachers in our classrooms. And that's even Atlantic City and Pleasantville each have about a third of their teachers are teachers of color. So you're looking at all of the other 22 districts in Atlantic County have 1-2% teachers of color. It's often just a Spanish teacher. So most of our schools don't have black teachers, and that's a real disadvantage for all kids. There's a lot of really good research out that's showing that one black teacher in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade increases college going, decreases dropout rates. For all kids. I was working with one of my teacher's assistants where I'm working right now is looking to go back to school to be a teacher, and she said, well, someone told me, you know, kids that look like you need teachers that look like you. And I said, all kids do. So even my white kids need black teachers too. And often in the research show that kids prefer teachers of color, that they often meet kids where they are. They understand kids because often they've had bad experiences with teachers in the past, and so they don't want to do that for kids. So that's what our biggest mission for our nonprofit is right now, to recruit from home more teachers of color into our public schools.
Absolutely. And male teachers. Male teachers is very important for male teachers, because that was a part of your blog.
Yes, only 2% of
2%
all teachers are black men.
Right, and that's something that we need to encourage people to go into education. America has changed now. You know, in the 60s it was black and white, but America has changed. I know in Atlantic City, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I don't even know what it is now, they had about 38 different languages. And I can only speak a couple sentences in French, parlez-vous français?
That's about all I have to.
And then a little bit of Spanish, you know, como está, you know, muy bien. I can only say a little bit. But the world has changed. So I think when we're talking about people of color, we have to be inclusive.
Absolutely.
Of our environment. You know, things have changed. They're not the same. They're not the same. You know, how do you deal with a Bangladeshi child, and how do you deal with a Vietnamese, African American, Latino child? You know, all kids are basically the same, and I believe that all kids can learn. I do want to say that we got a couple minutes before we take a break. It's not just white teachers who feel that black kids or kids of color can't learn. I experience, this is my experience, so I guess that would be subjective.
No,
that
it's in the research too.
It's in the research that even some people of color felt that the kids couldn't learn because of their environment and because of where they came from, that they would not be able to learn. But I beg to differ, you know, with that. But going on the research, they kind of gravitated to the research, and that was their mindset. Well, the expectations were too low. They didn't expect for the kids to get so high. And if Ben Carson's mother had been like that, he would never be in the cabinet of the President of the United States. First, became the first black neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins University with a mother who could not read or write.
Wow.
But she had a desire for her kids to do better. And she sent them to the library, but it was the school that he went to where the teachers saw something in him and pushed him. And so teachers, that is a phenomenal job. It is a phenomenal job, and my hat is off for anyone who's out there who takes on that profession. And I want to encourage more people of color, more men, to go into the classrooms and be a part. You know, when I was on the board, I would have people say, but you never promoting no black men. Well, they wasn't there. They were not, you know, taking up that as a job. They didn't want to be bothered, you know. So we do need more people in education, especially men and people of color of all diverse backgrounds. Well, we're getting ready for a commercial break, but I want you to come back and join us, because this is a great conversation with Christine Ruth, Director of Wellbeing for All Children. Keep those dials locked to WHA.
Listeners who continue to pray for us and support us. Oftentimes I'm walking down the street and someone asks, Deacon Hawks, El Presidente, I want to help. I want to get involved. I want to do my part. And they say, how can I do that? And I say, you know something? You can log onto our website and participate in our 8 for 88.7. That's right, 8 for 88.7. That's where we ask you to get involved, and you can support us by just donating $8 a month. How do you do that? You just go to our website, www.wehavegospel.com, press the donate button, and just simply support us with $8 a month. It's that simple. Once again, just go to www.wehavegospel.com, click the donate button, and follow the instruction. There you go. It's as simple as that. And once again, we thank you from all of us here at Gospel 88.7 FM and 100.3 FM, where we have gospel and where we're spreading the gospel one song at a time.
WEHA Community Bulletin Board, a public service of WEHA. Boardwalk Committee meeting in Atlantic City. Residents, Civic Association, Boardwalk businesses, and other groups are invited from 9:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. second Wednesday to discuss community improvement ideas. The group meets in the Jim Whaling Room, room 150 at the Boardwalk Hall. For more information, call 609-335-4932. Happening in Galloway Township, Juneteenth celebration. Creation Women's Group will hold its annual Juneteenth event from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. June 15th at the Pine Needle Park in the South Egg Harbor section of the township. Festivities include food, singers, dances, and family-friendly activities. There will also be a series of speakers from local churches and schools who will discuss this year's theme, Black Migration. For more information, call 609-383-5100. In Pleasantville, the missionary ministry at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church is collecting personal care items for the Atlantic City Rescue Mission during the month of May. The community may bring donations of soap, washcloths, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and any other items to the church office at Fernwood and Columbia Avenues. Monetary donations are also accepted. For more information, call 609-517-7849. In Ocean City, about boating safety, the U.S. Coast Guard's Auxiliary Flotilla 81 will present boating safety classes from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. on April 27th, May 18th, June 22nd, and July 27th. The program will be held at St. Peter's United Methodist Church, 8th Street and Central Avenue. For information, 609-399-4299 or visit United States Coast Guard Auxiliary Ocean City, New Jersey.org. And this is happening in Hamilton. Let's Knit Club. Seniors ages 60 and older are invited to bring and work on their knits and crochet projects from 10 o'clock until 11:30 a.m. Fourth Mondays at the Senior Nutrition Site at 310 Bellevue Avenue. For information, 609-645-7700, extension 6537. If your church, school, social, public, or civic organization have an upcoming public service event, WEHA Community Bulletin Board is a great way to get the word out. Send us the information to WEHA Bulletin Board at gmail.com at least 2 weeks in advance, and we will spread the word.
All submissions will be aired at the discretion of WEHA. Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. WEHA, We Have Gospel, proudly celebrates its 10-year anniversary, spreading the gospel one song at a time from 2009 to 2019 and beyond. To God be the glory.
Do you have an event coming up and need a facility? Well, let me tell you about Atlantic County's newest banquet facility, Beacon Hall, located in the heart of Egg Harbor City, right off the White Horse Pike. Beacon Hall is a full-service banquet facility that is 5,000 square feet with an attached parking lot. Book your conferences, book signings, birthday parties, bridal showers, baby showers, weddings, repasts. No event is too big or too small. You can book your next event by calling us at 609-965-4255 or email us at bookbeaconhall@gmail.com. That's BOOKBEACONHALL@gmail.com. Try Beacon Hall, where we turn moments into cherished memories.
Hawks Janitorial Contractors Corp. was established in 1987 by husband and wife team William and Elaine Hawks. Our motto is a great job at a fair price. The Hawks team is skillful, customer-focused, delivering quality janitorial services that meet and exceed our clients' specific needs. Hawks Janitorial Contractors Corp., proud sponsors of Gospel 88.7 FM. For more information, 609-484-0452.
If you just tuned in, you listen to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon, right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses, Beacon Hall, and McDonald's Atlantic City. We are continuing our conversation. I'm talking with Christine Roof. She is the Director of Wellbeing for All Children and an educator. And she's getting ready. She's working on her doctorate in education. So I'm just so glad that you consented to be a part of my show.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to continue talking. When we talk about the well-being of old children, some children have more issues than others. What should a parent do to get some type of assistance? Because sometimes, you go to school and the kid is acting out, they're always suspended. What resources are available for children?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more in our county than sometimes people realize. I always think, as a former school counselor, I think that's a great place to start, is starting with your school counselor and sitting down with them and sharing what some of the issues are. And then there's some really good Perform Care within the community. We'll come right to your house, and if there's something going on that you think is a crisis, that they'll sit down and get you set up with the services that your child needs.
Absolutely, especially in public education, there are a lot of resources that are available, and sometimes people don't know of the resources, and so they don't take advantage of them because they don't know of the resources. So I think it's a good idea that you say go to the school counselor, set up an appointment, go to the school counselor and find out what resources are available for your student.
And sometimes it could be, maybe there's a homework club after school or a sport that your child could get involved in that, gets them working with other kids and enjoying school a little bit more. It's kind of, again, looking at that whole child perspective and what do they need to be fully themselves and to be healthy. So, could be maybe a group once a week where they're working with other kids on different skills. But there are lots of things in schools that if you sit down and ask, that you could kind of fill in the gaps if you feel like there are things that your child's either missing at school or needs, for other reasons.
And they're free.
Yes.
It doesn't cost anything, even down to counseling.
Yes.
Even down to counseling, I found that it's easier to go through the school to get counseling than to try to do it on your own because the psychologists are all filled up.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Perform Care, because it gets you, it's immediate. It's within 24 hours, and you get somebody for free, and usually they get you into the system and often tied into things that are free in the community, because it's really difficult to navigate that whole system.
Absolutely. Now, I found out, well, I should say it's my experience. It's my experience that a lot of children are medicated too early. And if you put some kids on medicine too early, Ritalin, it affects, from my research, it affects them later down in history, later down the line. If you're on Ritalin from kindergarten, I'm going to say through high school, did you know that they can't join the military?
Wow.
I saw that.
Yeah, and the other one is that, like, if you're flat-footed, can't go in.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about the physical parts of it, but you're right, though, Teron. You're very right. So some kids are medicated too soon. And I'm just so glad that we had a good pediatrician. My daughter had a good pediatrician, Dr. Barry Kessler. And he's in somewhat retirement right now. And when my oldest grandson was having some struggles due to things that were going on in the environment, he was acting out. And the teachers immediately wanted to put him on Ritalin. So I took him to the doctors and said, they're making this suggestion. And he said, it's too early. It's too early to put them on that. Wait a couple of years, because sometimes they grow out of it.
Well, plus sometimes trauma and stress look like ADHD or look like things that you would prescribe medication for when they're not. They're things that you would prescribe counseling for.
Exactly.
Or support at school or at home.
You know, I'm not a doctor, but I would suggest before you put your child on anything to make sure that you maybe get a couple of opinions.
And maybe find out what's happening at school too. That is the instruction engaging? Is
right.
it, is it that kids are expected to sit still and listen and not be active learners? Because I think that sometimes happens too. That what's happening in the classroom isn't engaging, and so kids act out.
I do agree. And then what I had seen in various different school districts, this is why you have to have diversity in your schools. What could be considered disrespect in one environment is not considered disrespect in another learning environment.
Yes.
So an urban environment is totally different from a suburban environment.
I remember talking about that with a student once who was very upset because he felt that he was a respectful person, that his parents raised him that way. And so if a teacher said, it's disrespectful that you have your hood up in class, or something like that, it was really offensive to him and really upsetting because he saw himself as a respectful person. So I'm glad you brought that up, that I think it's one of the main things in school discipline that is a disconnect between teachers and kids and families, that just because you're not following the exact rules that exist in a school. It doesn't mean you're disrespectful.
Well, now I do agree that you should follow the rules.
Yes,
you
I
know,
agree too.
You know, so if they say no phones or no hoods or something, I understand that. However, I think it's the way that it's reacted upon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not what you do.
And that's
It's how you
where
do it.
absolutely, and that's where a lot of the disparities fall in discipline, where white kids are often suspended for things that are objective, like smoking. Someone saw it. And kids of color are suspended more often for subjective things like disrespect or insubordination, where it's more of a mismatch in expectations or culture than actual disrespect.
I agree. And so, how do we fix that?
A lot of it is education, I think, looking at what the knowledge is around educators and how cultures are different, and how to incorporate that into the classroom, so that culturally responsive teaching, but also culturally responsive classroom management. Just having conversations with kids that I think sometimes, that teachers have been disempowered and told to write kids up for different things rather than just talk to them and ask, have a little conversation and say, why did this happen? What were you thinking? How do you make this right? And kind of restore relationships and, restore any damage that was caused, rather than jumping right to writing kids up for a discipline referral.
That's so true. I was working in a district a few months ago, and this was a white kid, and they had a lady that she made popcorn, right? So I decided to purchase the popcorn and give out to the students. It was something that she did. And so I did it one day, and the kid came up and said, "Thank you so much. I'm hungry. This is all the food that I have. We don't have no food at home." I was new, and he felt comfortable to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, well, I didn't have the money, but I felt like going in my pocket and going to buy the grandmother some grocery. But I did make the school aware, the social workers aware that there was an issue in the classroom. Not with him, but learning. He was tired because he was hungry.
So then there is an issue with learning.
It was a learning.
You can't learn as well when you're hungry and tired.
When you're hungry and you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
And so his grandmother was doing the best she could. He said, "But I'm hungry, Miss Thelma. I'm hungry." So I gave him double the popcorn. Maybe it was better than candy, but
Mm-hmm.
but I did make other people aware of what was going on with him, talking about the well-being of a student. And they did something. I don't know what they done, but they done something. But so the child could be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
The child could be tired.
That was one of the things last year when I was a principal that I noticed a lot of kids were late to school, were struggling in the mornings, and even though lots of kids qualified for free breakfast, they weren't getting it. And so even just moving the breakfast carts into an accessible place, making it a fun and easy thing for kids to do, putting trash cans in the hallways so kids could eat breakfast and clean up quickly. So sometimes it is just filling those little things that you see missing and paying attention to the whole child and seeing what things could make it better for them and make them a little bit healthier, a little bit more ready to learn, and then putting them in place, individualizing a little bit. And I think it's not that hard to do, but we're often reluctant to do it because if you do something for one, then you have to do it for another. But I don't think there's anything wrong with finding solutions for kids and finding ways to help them, meet the standards and be able to be there and ready to learn.
Absolutely, because everybody doesn't qualify for free lunch.
Mm-mm.
And so it's a big difference if you got to pay $4 or $5 a day for the lunch. $3.25. It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. There's I believe it's Greater Egg. I don't know if any other school districts are doing this, but they offer free breakfast every day for all kids.
Wow. Every day.
Every day.
And I know at one time, I don't know if Atlantic City still has the grant, but they was feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty good too. I went to an event and they had baked chicken and vegetables and starches, and it was really nice. I said, they're feeding the kids dinner, and a lot of kids didn't have dinner when they went home. So that was the only time that they were going to eat. So when we're talking about the well-being of a child, we got to really look at the home to make sure. And some people say, well, it's not our responsibility. We didn't ask the kids to come here. But, you know, when you want to see a child succeed is finding what is going on with that child to help them in their learning experience.
Exactly.
And the kid really improved. And I said to one of the supervisors, this kid has no business in this classroom. He was in a self-contained, I don't want to say slow, but self-contained classroom. And only to find out that he had a hunger problem. It wasn't even a learning problem. He was hungry.
Right.
And so they looked and said, how does he tell you that? And the teacher had been there since September, and he never told her. You have to be able to connect.
Right. Kids know who they can trust.
Right.
And they need to have a person they trust at school. And there's actually some great research that shows even kids who have experienced trauma, they'll often come to school and still be guarded, and it'll be hard for them to learn. But once they establish that trusting relationship with someone at school, their brains start to heal. It's really hopeful research that that we can help kids be successful and trauma to heal when they have strong relationships and people they can trust.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. What would you suggest to someone who's listening to my show, some things that maybe they could do now at home to assist them with their child?
I think part of it is knowing what's really happening in your schools too, and advocating for the best things for kids that sometimes parents don't always know what's happening and what's actually happening in the schools. So every school has a school performance report, and it shows you how much discipline there's been in the school, what the test scores are, and parents have a lot of power. So being able to show up and ask questions, and that's something I'm available to help with, like, helping to interpret some of the results and helping communities and parents become empowered to be involved in the schools and to have a voice. So just showing up there's only 3 things I think that really make a huge difference in parent involvement, and they're not major. It's going to parent conferences, asking kids if they did their homework, just not even necessarily knowing how to help them with them, but just asking about it and caring that they have it done, and then having some contact with teachers that makes a really big difference in how successful kids are in school. Other things that like advocating for less suspension and advocating for more counseling. A lot of schools are advertising for more police officers in schools, which that's a concern to me, because even though we're looking at school safety, it has more of an impact on kids of color when there are police officers in school.
Really?
Yeah.
You found that in statistics? I never knew that.
Yes. So while people feel like that it makes the school more safe from school violence or school shooters, most of those kids have not been kids of color, but those are the kids that are affected by having more of a police presence in school. So just asking those questions and knowing what's happening and knowing that you have a voice and you have a right as a parent to know what's happening in your kids' schools.
Show up.
Yep. And if you don't know how to do it, our organization is a good resource too. That knowing that we meet people where they are and try and empower people to do what's best for their own kids, and know that you as a parent know your kid the best, and that you deserve to have the resources that you need to help them be happy and successful.
Absolutely. Some people homeschool. Some people find other places. It is important to know that when you're going to move into a different area, to find out how the schools are performing before you make the move. It's not just about having a wonderful place to live and you have a bad school system. All of that plays a part in the child's well-being, especially if you're going to uproot them, right, and move them around. What would you like to leave with my listening audience, Christine?
I would just like to say that there are lots of people out there who really care about all kids, and I think in Atlantic County, we've fallen behind on a lot of things, and that coming together and being able to advocate for what's good for our kids is important. So, I'd like to build some of those bridges, knowing that, the choices that I've made as a white mom, what schools are good and what schools we consider to be bad, that I've learned a lot about that myself. And I think we've been separated in a lot of ways, instead of coming together and saying all of our kids matter and
Right.
all of our kids deserve to have a great education and healthy lives and great outcomes and opportunities for their futures. So we'll be running some events in the near future and hoping to connect with people in the community to do that.
What is your contact information if people want to reach out to you?
On my website is wellbeingforallchildren.com, and my phone number and my email are on there. And then I'm also on Instagram as Educational Equity.
Educational equity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking for some great things to come from you. I'm going to be following you with your statistics and your research, and many blessings on your doctorate. And when will you be completed?
December, I will be Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth. All right, congratulations to you and to all that you're doing in our community. We're getting ready now for a commercial break.
Thank
Keep
you.
those dials locked to WHA. Did you enjoy our program today? I know you did. Thanks for tuning in to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon, right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. Again, I would like to thank my sponsors, in part, the Hawks Family Businesses, Beacon Hall, and McDonald's of Atlantic City. Keep those dials locked. I'll see you on next week to In the Community with Dr. Thelma.